Welcome back to the Universal Explorer. Today, we are stepping into one of the most fascinating intersections of history, mystery, and forgotten knowledge, ancient maps that seem to know too much. Maps are not just drawings of coastlines and borders. They are statements of knowledge. They tell us what a civilization believed about the world, what it had seen, and what it understood. But what happens when a map appears to show lands that were not officially discovered for centuries? What happens when a 16th century chart seems to depict Antarctica, or when a medieval manuscript suggests awareness of North America before Columbus? Tonight, we examine 5 of the most mysterious ancient maps ever found, and by the end, you may start questioning how linear our version of history really is. Let's begin with the Piri Reis Map of 1513. Created by an Ottoman admiral and cartographer, this map was rediscovered in 1929 in Istanbul's Topkapi Palace. At first glance, it shows the western coasts of Europe and Africa along with parts of South America. That alone is impressive for the early 1500s. But what makes this map controversial is the southern section. Some researchers argue that it resembles the coastline of Antarctica, specifically Antarctica without its massive ice sheet. Officially, Antarctica was not discovered until 1820, and its subglacial coastline was not mapped with modern technology until the 20th century. Piri Reis wrote notes on the map explaining that he compiled it from older source charts, some of which he claimed dated back to ancient times, even to the era of Alexander the Great. Skeptics argue that the supposed Antarctic section is simply a distorted extension of South America, and mainstream historians reject the idea that it depicts Antarctica at all. Yet the debate persists because the resemblance, at least to some eyes, is striking. Was this coincidence, cartographic error, imaginative geography, or a fragment of lost knowledge passed down through civilizations? Next, we move to the Vinland Map, one of the most controversial cartographic discoveries of the 20th century. Surfacing in the 1950s, this medieval-looking parchment appeared to show part of North America labeled Vinland, a name associated with Norse sagas describing Viking voyages around the year 1000. We now know through archaeological evidence at Lonso Meadows in Newfoundland that Vikings did reach North America centuries before Columbus. If authentic, the Vinland Map would suggest that knowledge of these western lands existed in Europe before 1492. However, scientific analysis raised serious doubts. Tests revealed that the ink may contain a modern titanium compound not used in medieval times, leading many scholars to conclude it was likely a 20th century forgery. Even so, the map sparked decades of debate and forced historians to re-examine assumptions about pre-Columbian transatlantic awareness. Whether authentic or forged, it demonstrates how fragile and contested our historical timelines can be when a single artifact challenges established narratives. Now let's consider the 1531 world map created by Laurent Fine, a French mathematician and cartographer. This map is visually stunning, drawn in a heart-shaped projection known as a cordiform map. What captured the attention of alternative historians is the large southern landmass it depicts. Again, some argue this resembles Antarctica, and intriguingly, it appears with rivers and coastline features that suggest an ice-free landscape. Like the Piri Reis Map, this has led to speculation about ancient seafaring civilizations or inherited geographic knowledge from unknown sources. However, many scholars point out that during this period, cartographers believed in a hypothetical southern continent called Terra Australis. This imagined landmass was thought necessary to balance the globe geographically. In that context, Laurent Fine's southern continent may have been theoretical rather than observational. The mystery lies in whether these depictions were educated guesses, philosophical symmetry, or echoes of something older. Traveling further back in time, we encounter the Tabula Rogeriana, created in 1154 by the Muslim geographer al-Idrisi for King Roger II of Sicily. Unlike the previous maps, its mystery is not about impossible foresight but about overlooked sophistication. Drawn during the Islamic Golden Age, this map combined knowledge from Greek sources, Roman records, and extensive trade networks stretching from West Africa to China. It was remarkably accurate for its era and even oriented with south at the top, which can feel disorienting to modern viewers. The Tabula Rogeriana reminds us that geographic knowledge did not progress in a straight line from ignorance to enlightenment. Instead, knowledge flourished, was preserved, and sometimes was lost depending on political and cultural shifts. When we call parts of the medieval world dark, maps like this challenge that characterization. They reveal a global awareness far richer than often acknowledged. Finally, we come to the Buake Map of 1737, created by French geographer Philippe Buake. This map depicts Antarctica divided into 2 separate landmasses by an inland sea. What makes this intriguing is that modern radar imaging beneath Antarctica's ice shows subglacial basins and land divisions that somewhat resemble Buake's speculative drawing. Supporters of the mystery theory argue that this suggests access to ancient source material predating the ice sheet. Skeptics counter that Buake was theorizing based on geographic reasoning, symmetry, and incomplete reports from explorers. In the 18th century, much of the southern hemisphere was still unknown, and speculative cartography was common. Yet the coincidence continues to fuel curiosity. Was Buake extrapolating brilliantly from limited data, or was he unknowingly echoing something much older? When we step back and look at all 5 of these maps together, a pattern emerges. Each one exists at the edge of accepted knowledge. Each one forces us to confront the possibility that history is not as tidy as textbooks suggest. But before we leap to conclusions about lost civilizations or suppressed knowledge, we must also recognize the human tendency to project modern interpretations onto ancient artifacts. Cartography is an evolving science. Early mapmakers worked with fragmented reports, sailor stories, inherited manuscripts, and sometimes pure speculation. Coastlines were stretched, compressed, mirrored, and imagined. A shape that resembles Antarctica today might have been intended as South America, Terra Australis, or even artistic flourish. So what are the real possibilities? One possibility is that ancient and medieval civilizations were far more interconnected than we assume, sharing geographic knowledge through trade routes and cultural exchange. Another is that some maps were built upon older sources now lost to time, meaning fragments of advanced knowledge may have survived in copied form. A third possibility is simpler: coincidence, projection, and our modern desire for mystery are filling gaps that were originally just guesswork. Maps are powerful because they shape how we see the world. They are artifacts of ambition, exploration, and imagination. Whether these mysterious maps reveal lost civilizations or simply the bold speculation of early cartographers, they remind us that history is a living investigation. It is built from fragments, challenged by new discoveries, and constantly reinterpreted. The more we look, the more we realize how much we still do not know. If even one of these maps contains authentic knowledge ahead of its time, then the story of exploration is deeper and more complex than we were taught. If they are all products of speculation and error, they still demonstrate the incredible human drive to understand the unknown. Either way, they invite us to question assumptions and remain curious. So I'll leave you with this: do these maps hint at forgotten chapters of human exploration, or are they mirrors reflecting our own fascination with mystery? Let me know which one you find most compelling and whether we should dive deeper into lost civilizations and ancient navigation in our next exploration. Until next time, keep questioning, keep researching, and as always, keep exploring. If you enjoyed this deep dive into mysterious ancient maps and the hidden layers of history, make sure you subscribe to the Universal Explorer and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next investigation. Leave a comment below and tell me which map you think is the most mysterious: the Piri Reis Map, the Vinland Map, or one of the others, and why. Your perspective might shape our next episode. If you want more content on lost civilizations, suppressed knowledge, and the secrets history forgot, share this video with someone who loves exploring the unknown. And remember, the map is never the full story. There's always more beneath the surface.